Hello everyone. So today we'll be looking at conditional statements. So conditional statements in programming are statements that allow us to perform different kind of conditions based on a certain condition. So conditional statements are written to to run a particular source of code in an event whereby a particular statement that is written is true. So there are different kinds of statements for that are part of the conditional loop. We have the first is we have the if statement, we have the if statement, we have the if else statement, we have the if else if else statement. We also have what we call the switch operators, and we also have what we call the ternary operators. So these are various kinds of conditional statements that we have in computer programming, especially in. So we'll be looking at first the if statement. So now we will let's declare a variable, say let age, and let's assign the number 15 to it. Now for us to continue, we will say if the conditions enters here. Now let's say if condition is true or false. Let's say if condition is true, then run this code. So you see, now inside this open brackets, this is where we are going to put our condition. Now we'll say if, let's say if age is greater than 18, we want this code to be executed. Let's say console.log you are an adult, and let's run this code. You see code execution successful. There is nothing written on the terminal because the condition we gave here, we say if age is greater than 18, so this code is going to run. And so after the condition, after the code executed, we found out that the age is less than 18, so this condition is false, it's not true, so it didn't run. Now let's change it to say if age is less than, let's say if age less than 18, let's say you are not yet qualified. Let's run this code, and we see you are not yet qualified on the console because the condition was met, because age is less than 18. So now this is what we call the if statement. Now let's also look at what we call the if else statement. Now for this is the if statement. Let's look at the if else statement. Else if else statement. Now also declare, let I also copy this variable. I will, let me say Control X, or let me just delete everything here and say if else statement. Now I will also say let age is equal to 20. Now say if age is greater than 18, console.log you are eligible. There's another statement I will now say else console.log you are not eligible. Now we see that this is an if else statement, this is an if else block. The first one we did was an if statement, just a single if statement, but now we have an if else statement. Now we said if age is greater than 18, it should console.log you are eligible, else it should console.log you are not eligible. Now now we've declared the variable age here and assigned the value 20 to it. Now let's run this program and see what we have on the console. You see, you are eligible. The reason why we are saying you are eligible because age is greater than 18. Now let's change this value back to, let's say, 16 of age. We'll see that age is not greater than 18, so this block will not run. Then this other else condition, this last condition, will be the one that will be executed. Having this, you see, you are not eligible. The reason why this is because, as you saw on our condition, age is not greater than 18, so this is false. So since this is false, this first block of code did not run, but the second one had to run now. So this is the if else statement. So now let's look at the if and else if statement, the if else if else statement. Now for us to have this if else if statement, let's say the value of age. I will say age is equal to 65. I will now check if is age is, let's say if age is greater than or equal to 60. If age is greater than or equal to 60, let's console.log you are a senior citizen. Now the next block of code will be else. I will now say else if, and that condition. Then now I'll now say if age is greater than or equal to, let's say, 40. I will now console.log console.log you are a young adult. Then I will now say else. I can add multiple else if condition. Let me say, okay, else if age is greater than or equal to 20, I will say console.log you are a youth. Then I will now say else. The else block will now be if all these conditions. Now if the first condition is met, it will print the first line. If the second condition is met, it will print the second block of code. If the third condition is met, it will print this third block of code. But if no condition is met from the first to the third one, it will print this else block, which is console.log you are a teenager. So let's look at this. Let us run this code. Age now is equal to 65. So let's see what will happen here. You can see, okay, sorry, we made a mistake. We have an error in our code. Else if age is, okay, and line 9, that's where our error is coming from. Corrected. You see, you are a senior citizen because the first condition was met. Age is greater than or equal to 65. So now let's say age now is equal to, let's say, 50. Let's run it. You see, you are a young adult. It satisfies the second condition where we said else if age is greater than or equal to 40. So it's greater than, the age now is greater than 40, but it's not up to 60. So the second condition was met. Now let's reduce the age to 30 or 35, in the range of above 20 or equal to 20. Let's run this program again. You see, we have you are a youth. Now, let's say age is less than 20. Let's put maybe 19. We run this program. You see, you are a teenager. So it did not satisfy any of the first block, so it had to prompt this last block called the last else clause that had to run. So these are examples of the if statement, the the if else statement, and the if else if and the else statement. Now we are just using just numbers. You can also use strings to compare. You can also use booleans to do your comparisons. So your conditions must always return to true or false. So if a particular condition is met, that block of code will be executed. If the condition is not met, and if there's an else block, the else block will be executed. So these are examples of the if conditional statement. So next we'll be looking at the switch operators and the ternary operators. Thank you.